Next is operations on real numbers. Real number means both rational numbers and irrational numbers. And in case of rational numbers, if you do operations, that is add, subtract, multiply or divide, you'll get a result as a rational number. It is closed there, but only one exemption is there, that is division by 0. It is not defined. So in division we can't say it is closed because division by 0 is not defined. Otherwise all the other answers will be rational itself. Now coming to irrational number, if you do all the operation, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division with any irrational number, the result will be also an irrational number. Now let us do some problems based on these irrational and irrational operations. But before that, I will tell you some new term, that is conjugate. Conjugate. Conjugate means x plus y. Its conjugate is x minus y, and x minus y's conjugate is x plus y. Do you get what is conjugate? It is the opposite, or if it is addition, the operation is changing as subtraction. If it is x plus y, you want to take the conjugate of x plus y, then it becomes x minus y. If it is x minus y, then conjugate means x plus y. Here, this is not applicable for multiplication and division because it doesn't differentiate with the terms. I told you before, x into y, this is single term. But x minus y means there are two terms. X plus y also two terms. X into y and x division y means these are single terms, not two terms. So this is not applicable here. Only this is used in subtraction and addition. So subtraction becomes addition, that is conjugate. Addition becomes subtraction, that is conjugate of this. So coming to operations, before that let us check some identities relating to square roots which we can use to solve in problems. So we are using square roots and doing some identities here. Square root means this is actually named as a radical sign, and some identities are root AB, which is equal to root A into root B. A and B are some digits, just that is positive real numbers. You are not taking negative reals inside the root because negative root negative AB, this is not a real number. Actually this is a complex number that we will study later. So here only consider positive numbers. A and B are positives. So root of AB is equal to root A into root B. That is root 2 into 3 is equal to root 2 into root 3, which is equal to root 6. Okay, that we will do in the problems. Now next one is root of A by B is equal to root A by root B. That is, if the question is root 6 by 9, then it is equal to root 6 by root 9. So if you want, you can write this answer as root 6 by root 9. Root square root of 9 is 3, right? 3. 9 taking the prime factorization, it is 3, 3, again 3, 1. Now to have square root, you want to pair the numbers. 2 3's are there, so pairing it you will get 1 3. So 9 square root 9 is equal to 3. That is here written. So this root 6 by 9 becomes root 6 by 3. Using this identity, just remember all these things. Now next to identity is, third one is root A plus root B inside the bracket into root A minus root B is equal to A minus B. Do you know why? Because we know an identity, that is A plus B into A minus B is equal to A square minus B square, right? Here if it is A and this is B, we'll get A square minus B square. A square means here it becomes root a square minus root b square, and root a square, root into any number square, that is multiplying it 2 times, the result will be that number without root. Root x into root x is x. Root a into root a is a. So root a square means root a into root a, that is a, minus root b into root b, that is b. That is what we have written here. Root of a plus root b into root a minus root b is equal to a minus b. Next identity is a plus root b into a minus root b is equal to, that is a plus b into a minus b again, a square minus b square. Here it is a square minus, instead of b we have root b. So here it becomes root b square. Root b into root b is b. So it will be a square minus b. That's the identity. Next is root a plus root b into root c plus root d. Here we are using distributive property. We are distributing it with 2 brackets. So how will we distribute? First, we can take this bracket and distribute this to other ones. So here first term is root a. You have to distribute a with root c and root d. How will you distribute? Root a into root c is root a into root b is root ab. Like that, root a into root c is root ac. Now here it is plus root a into root d is root ad. Now we distributed a with c and d. Now next is distribute b to c and d. Root b into plus root b into root c plus root bc plus root b into root d root bd. This is the distributive property. This is how you open the bracket. Okay. First take these 2 terms from first bracket, then distribute it to both terms. Then you will get this long identity. Now next, root a plus root b whole square. That is a square, a plus b whole square. Do you remember what is a plus b whole square identity? A square plus 2ab plus b square. Instead of a and b, we have root a and root b. Let us apply this. That is root a square. It becomes a because root a into root a is a, plus 2 into root a into root b, right? 2 into root a into root b. That is 2 root ab. Now root b square, this is b square, so root b square. It becomes plus b. This is the expansion. Now these are all some identities here with roots. Root means a radical sign. Now let us apply these in the problems. Simplify 5 plus root 7 into 2 plus root 5. Here you want to apply distributive law. First you will open with 5, that is 5 into 2 plus 5 into root 5, plus next open with root 7 with these 2 terms, that is root 7 into 2, root 7 into 2 plus root 7 into root 5. Now 5 2s are 10. This plus, these are how many terms you can find here? First term, second term, third term and fourth term. So 5 2s are 10 plus 5 into root 5, it is 5 root 5. You can't say it as root 10 because one is inside the root and one is outside the root. So you can simply write as 5 root 5 plus root 7 into 2. Again one is inside the root and the other is outside the root. So it is 2 root 7 plus here both are inside the root. So you can simply multiply writing a root here. 7 5s are 35. Now this is the answer. Next question. 5 plus root 5 into 5 minus root 5. This is actually a plus b into a minus b identity. That is a square minus b square. Here a is 5, b is root 5. What is a square minus b square? It is 5 square minus root 5 square. 5 square, 5 into 5, that is 25 minus root 5 square. You know, any number with root squaring, you will get that number without root. That is root 5 square gives 5. That is root 5 into root 5. The answer is 5. 25 minus 5, the result is 20. So, the answer of this question is 20. Root 3 plus root 7 whole square. This is a plus b whole square. We have to expand it as a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here a is root 3 and b is root 7. So a square b means root 3 square plus 2 into a is root 3. Root 3 into b is root 7. Root 7 plus b square. That is root 7 square. It is here a plus b whole square. These identities we have studied in the 8th standard. So root 3 square, that is root 3 into root 3, the result is 3, plus 2 into root 3 into root 7. 2 into is outside. Here inside the root, 3 into 7, 21, plus root 7 square, that is 7. Now here we have two whole numbers or two integers here that we can add. But you can't add this to these two numbers. It is a irrational number. So you can't add this to 3 and 7. 3 and 7 we can add. That is 10 plus this is 2 root 21. This is the final answer. Don't add these two because this is single term and this is another term. In this is a irrational term. So you can't add it to a rational term. This is the final answer. Next, root 11 minus root 7 into root 11 plus root 7. This is a minus b into a plus b. The result is a square minus b square. Here a is root 11, b is root 7. That is, we have to get a square minus b square. That is root 11 square minus root 7 square. Root 11 square is 11. Root 7 square is 7. 11 minus 7 is 4. This is the answer. Next is simplifying fractions, and in that maybe in the denominator we will have irrational number. If there is an irrational number in the denominator, you have to rationalize it. And rationalizing is multiplying it with the conjugate. So let us check how. Let us do a simple example first. 1 by root 2. How to simplify this? Here there is a root 2 in the denominator. So first we have to rationalize it. Rationalizing means you have to cancel the roots from the given question in the denominator. Then we can say it is rationalized. We have to remove the roots from the denominator. So how will you remove the root from the denominator? Here, multiplying with root 2, the root in the denominator will get cancelled. Let us check. Root 2 into root 2, 2, right? Now 1 into root 2, root 2. Now here in the denominator there is no irrational number. So this is how we rationalize a fraction. That is why we are rationalizing. We need to cancel the square roots in denominator. So this is the final answer. Root 2 by 2. Now next, rationalize 1 by 2 root 3. For this, we have to find the conjugate of the denominator. Here it is 2 plus 3 root 3. The conjugate will be 2 minus root 3. So to rationalize this number means changing the or removing the square root from denominator. That is why we are doing rationalization. So for rationalizing, we are multiplying this 2 plus root 3 with 2 minus root 3. That is conjugate of these terms. That is 2 plus root 3's conjugate is 2 minus root 3. If you are multiplying 2 minus root 3 in the denominator, you have to multiply it with numerator also. So into 2 minus root 3. Now look. 1 into 2 minus root 3 is 2 minus root 3 in numerator by, here it is a plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. Here a is 2. So 2 square means 4. This minus a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square minus b square. B is here root 3. Root 3 square is root 3 square means root 3 into root 3 is 3. So here which is equal to 2 minus root 3. 4 minus 3 is 1 by 1, right? By 1. That you can simply write as 2 minus root 3. This is the answer. Here there is no square root in the denominator. This is in the numerator. Actually here the denominator is by 1. So don't want to write it. This is the numerator part. If there is a square root in numerator, it is okay. But we don't want roots in the denominator. So we have to rationalize it. This is the simplified form. Now next is 5 by root 3 minus root 5. Again, there are square roots in the denominator. So simplifying means we have to remove the square roots from denominator. For that we are rationalizing it. Rationalizing denominator means multiplying with the conjugate. Here this is the question. So we will write this here. Now conjugate of root 3 minus root 5 will be root 3 plus root 5. So here also you want to multiply with root 3 plus root 5. This is a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square. Here it is 5 into root 3 plus root 5 by, here you can apply this identity, that is a square minus b square. A is root 3. Root 3 square minus root 5 square. Root 3 square becomes 3 and here minus root 5 square is 5, which is equal to 5 into root 3 plus root 5 by 3 minus 5. 3 is subtraction 5. Here you have to make it as addition. Whenever you make subtraction to addition, you have to change the next number sign. So it becomes 3 and negative 5. Now smaller number subtracted from greater number and put the sign of greater number. The result is negative 2. So here 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Now this is the final answer. Next is rationalize 1 by 7 plus 3 root 2. So how will you rationalize it? Multiplying this with the conjugate of denominator. That is 7 minus 3 root 2 is the conjugate. So here also you want to multiply with conjugate. Don't forget it. So here 1 into this will be that terms, that is 7 minus 3 root 2 whole by, here this is a plus b into a minus b, that is again a square minus b square. Here a is 7, so 7 square, that is 49 minus is in the identity itself, minus b square. B is 3 root 2 square. 3 root 2 square. How will you simplify it? That is 3 square and root 2 square. 3 square is 9 and root 2 square is 2. That is root 2 into root 2. That is 18 is the answer. So here 18. Check here. 3 root 2 square. 3 root 2 square is 3 square and root 2 square. 3 square is 9 and root 2 square is 2. So 9 2s are 18. 18 is here. Now the final answer is 7 minus 3 root 2 by 31. 49 minus 18 is 31. But remember, you can't subtract the 7 and 3 because 3 is along with this irrational number. You can't do operation with an irrational and rational number. Keep it like this. This is the final answer. Next, coming to exercise 1.5. First one is classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. In that, we have 2 minus root 5. Is it rational or irrational? Actually, here we have an irrational number. So, we have learned that any operation done with an irrational, the result will be irrational. So, since root 5 is irrational, we can say the operation done with root 5 is also irrational. This is irrational. Now, next one is 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. 3 plus root 23 is inside the bracket. Here you can't add these 3 and root 23 because one is irrational and one is rational. So you can write it like this itself. Now minus root 23. Here we have positive 23 and negative 23. That is same numbers, opposite signs. It is additive inverse and it will get cancelled. The result will be 0. That is plus a minus a. The result is 0. Or minus a plus a. The result is 0. It is additive inverse. So this is plus and minus of root 23. It will get cancelled. That will be 0. Here the final result will be 3. 3 is rational. Now next one is 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. Here 2 root 7 means 2 into root 7 and 7 root 7 is 7 into root 7. Here in denominator and numerator we have same number and we know any number in same as in numerator and denominator becomes 1. So here root 7 by root 7 it becomes 1. That is the final answer is 2 by 7. This is rational. Next is 1 by root 2. Here this is an operation with irrational number. So the result is, we know root 2 is irrational. So this result will be also irrational. Now next is 2 pi. We know the value of pi is irrational. That is non-terminating and non-recurring value. So that into 2, the result will also be an irrational. So here we will write it as irrational. Next is simplify each of the following expressions. First one is 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 2. Here you want to distribute this. That is from one bracket you have to distribute to another bracket. First you will distribute with 3. That is 3 into 2 plus 3 into root 2. 3 into root 2. Now distributing with root 3 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 3 into root 2. Now 3 2s are 6. Here plus, here we have 4 terms. So first we will do the first term operation, that is 6 plus 3 root 2. 3 into root 2 is 3 root 2 plus root 3 into 2, that is 2 root 3. Don't write it as root 6 because root 3 into root 2 is root 6. But root 3 into 2 outside the root is 2 root 3. Okay. Now 2 root 3 plus root 3 into root 2 here is root 6. Now is there any same irrationals here? No. So this is the final answer. Listen, if it was like this, that is root 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 plus root 6. If it was like this, we can again simplify it. Here root 6 plus root 6 is not root 36 but 1 root 6 and 1 root 6 here. That is the meaning here. So it is 2 root 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2. Here same roots are here. So you can write it as 5 root 2. Okay. If it was like this, this will be the answer. But here everything is different. That is 1 is root 2, 1 is root 3, 1 is root 6. So you can't add. This is the final step. Next is root 5 plus root 2 whole square. This is identity a plus b whole square, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square, that is root 5 square. A square means here a is root 5, b is root 2. So a square is root 5 square. Root 5 into 5, root 5 into root 5, that is 5 plus 2 into root 5 into root 2 in root 2, that is 2ab plus b square, that is root 2 square. Root 2 into root 2, answer is 2. Now here we have 3 terms. Here first and last term is whole number, so we can add it. 5 plus 2, that is 7, plus 2 into root 5 into root 2. Inside the root you have root 5 into root 2, that is root 10. Outside you will have 2. So 2 root 10. This is the final answer. 7 plus 2 root 2. Next, root 5 minus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2. This is a minus b into a plus b. A square minus b square is the answer. Now a is here root 5 and b is root 2. That is a square minus b square becomes root 5 square minus root 2 square. Root 5 square is 5 minus root 2 square is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 is the answer. Next is, recall pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. Here circumference is said to be c and diameter is d. Then pi, we know it is ratio of circumference and diameter. That is pi is equal to, ratio means c by d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. Always for a circle, we'll get an exact value of circumference and diameter. Circumference is this length around the circle and diameter is this length from one point of the circle to other point of the circle. And here if pi is irrational, then how will we get an exact value for circumference by diameter? That is, they are asking, this seem to contradict the fact. How will you resolve this contradiction? How will you resolve it? Maybe we are taking the value of pi or c or d. Maybe we are taking it as an approximate value. So there is no contradiction. We know 0.999. At one point it can be written as 1 itself. That is 0.999 will be equal to 1 at some point. So we can say there is no contradiction. It may be approximate values. Next is, rationalize the denominators of the following. Rationalize means you must remove the roots from denominator. First question is root 7. To cancel this root, you have to multiply with one more root 7. Then the denominator root will be cancelled. So if you are multiplying with the denominator, you should multiply it with the numerator also. So root 7 into 1 is root 7. By root 7 into root 7, the answer is 7. This is the answer, root 7 by 7. Now it is rationalized. There is no root in the denominator. Now next question. Second one is 1 by root 7 minus root 6. Here to rationalize, you want to multiply it with conjugate of denominator. That is root 7 plus root 6. Here also then you want to multiply by root 7 plus root 6. Now root 7 plus root 6 into 1 is root 7 plus root 6 by, here it is a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square. A is root 7. Root 7 square is 7 minus b is here root 6. Root 6 square is 6. Here we get root 7 plus root 6 by 7 minus 6 is 1. By 1 means you don't want to write the denominator, just write root 7 plus root 6. If you write by 1, it is also the correct answer. Next, 1 by root 5 plus root 2. To rationalize it, you want to multiply with conjugate again. Here it is plus root 2. So the conjugate will be root 5 minus root 2. So here also root 5 minus root 2. Here root 5 minus root 2 into 1 is root 5 minus root 2 itself. Here again a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. Here a is root 5. Root 5 square is 5 minus b is here root 2. B square means 2, which is equal to root 5 minus root 2 by 5 minus 2 is 3. This is the final answer. Next question, 1 by root 7 minus 2. Here again you have to rationalize it. So multiply this with root 7 plus 2. So here also root 7 plus 2. 1 into root 7 plus 2 is root 7 plus 2 by root 7 minus 2 into root 7 plus 2 again, a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square. Here a is root 7. Root 7 square is 7 minus, here b is 2. 2, not root 2, simply 2. So b square means 4. The final answer is root 7 plus 2 by 7 minus 4 is 3. This is the answer. In this case, if it was like this, that is 1 6 is there, then in the denominator we have a minus b into a plus b, that is a square minus b square, as in the previous question. But in numerator, previous question was simple because it was 1 here, so 1 into this is this number, this terms itself. Here it is 6, then what will you do? You want to distribute it. 6 is distributed to this inside the bracket. You have to distribute it to root 7 and also with 2. So 6 into root 7 is 6 root 7. Here it is plus 6 into 2 is 12. 6 root 7 plus 12 by here a square minus b square, that is 7 minus 4, which is equal to, here you can't do the operation because 1 is 6 root 7. This is irrational. If it was 12 root 7, then you can add 12 and 6. Then you can say 18 root 7. But here it is only 12. So you can't add this. This is the final answer. 6 root 7 plus 12 by 7 minus 4 is 3. This is the answer. Okay. Next is laws of exponents for real numbers. Actually, we have already learned laws of exponents in earlier classes. We will recall it. That is a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to, if it is multiplication, we can say a raised to m plus n. If these base numbers are same, that is 2 cube into 2 raised to 2 is equal to 2 raised to 3 plus 2, that is 5. Here, if it is like this, you can't apply this. Only in the case of same a, that is same numbers here. Here it is different, so you can't apply this law. That is a raised to m into a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. Next is a raised to m whole into raised to n. That is a raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to mn. That is, if it is a raised to 2 into 3, then it is equal to a raised to 2 into 3, that is 6. Not 2 plus 3, 2 into 3 here. Don't be confused. This is 2 plus 3 and this is 2 into 3, like that. Now next is a raised to m by a raised to n. Now again a raised to m minus n. Now again a raised to m into b raised to m. If both exponents are same, you can write it as ab whole raised to m. If it is 2 square into 3 square, that is exponents are same, then you can write it as 2 into 3 whole square. That is this answer. 2 square is 4 into 3 square is 3 3s are 9. Square means multiplying it with same number. So here it is 36. We will check here whether it is equal or not. 2 3s are 6. 6 square. 6 into 6, that is 6 square. 6 6 are 36. So we have verified it. A raised to m into b raised to m. Here base numbers are same and exponents are different. Then it is base number raised to m plus n. Here base numbers are different but exponents are same. So here it is a into b, that is base numbers multiplication product raised to this common m. Now what about any number raised to 0? Any number or any fraction raised to 0 is 1. Next one is 1 by a raised to n. This is equal to a raised to minus n. That is, if it is 1 by x square, it is equal to x raised to minus 2. This denominator becomes numerator here, but the exponent changes its sign. If it is 1 by 2 cube, then it is equal to, take this 2 to numerator, but the exponent's sign changes. 2 raised to minus 3. Okay. Now next is square root, that is the root a. It is square root. It can be written as like this also, square root. Now cube root, how will you write? Cube root. nth root, we can write it as n root. That is 4th root a or 5th root a. So we can generalize it as nth root a is equal to a raised to 1 by n. That is square root a. Square root means actually 2. Here there is 2. So square root a is equal to a raised to 1 by 2. Cube root a is equal to a raised to 1 by 3. Okay. So nth root a is equal to a raised to 1 by n. Next one, a raised to m by n. If there is a fraction in the exponent, we can write it as a raised to m into 1 by n. That is m by n. Here it is a raised to m. Raised to 1 by n, we can write as square root there. That is n 1 by n, we can say it as nth root. So the answer will be nth root a raised to m. A raised to m by n is nth root a raised to m. Now let us do exercise questions. First question is 64 raised to 1 by 2. This is first question. Now we know a raised to m by n is equal to nth root of a raised to m. Like that we can write this as 64 raised to 1 by 2 is equal to square root of 64 raised to 1, right? Raised to 1 means 1 is this number itself. Now root 64, how will you find root 64? By prime factorization method we can find. We will factorize it with first prime number 2. In 6, 2 is 3 times. Now in 4 it is 2 times. Now again 2, 1 time, balance is 1. In 3 it is 1 time. In 3 balance we have 1. It becomes 12, 6 times, 6 2s are 12. Now again 2, 8 2s are 16, 2, 4 2s are 8, 2, 2 2s are 1, 2, 1. Now while finding square root, we have to pair numbers. We are pairing and taking a number from each pair. This 2, we have 1, 2. And from this 2, another 2. This 2, another 2. So 3 2s we get 2 into 2 into 2. The answer is, that is square root of 64. We get 2 into 2 into 2, which is equal to 8. 8 is the answer. Next is 32 raised to 1 by 5. Again a raised to m by n is equal to nth root of a whole raised to m. So here it becomes 5th root of 32 raised to n. M is 1 here. So it becomes 5th root of 32. Now factorizing, 2 1s are 2, balance 1, 6. 2, 8 2s are 16, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2 1s are 2. Now 5th root, for square root we are pairing 2 numbers. For 5th root we have to pair 5 numbers at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is paired. Now from this 5 2s we will take only 1 2. So 5th root of 32 is equal to 2. This is the answer. Next one. 125 raised to 1 by 3. Here again a raised to m by n is nth root a raised to m. Here it becomes cube root 125 raised to 1. 1 raised to 1 you don't want to write because it is 1. So this is enough. Now cube root of 125. We will factorize it. How many times? 5. 25, 5, 5, again 5. Now it is cube root. So pair 3 5s at a time and take 1. That is cube root of 125 is equal to 1 5. This is the answer. Next question. 9 raised to 3 by 2. Here again a raised to m by n is nth root of a raised to m. Here m is 3 and n is 2. So nth root means square root of 9 raised to m is 3 here. So square root of 9. You want to factorize it. Square root, because here it is 2. Now we will pair two numbers at a time and take one. So square root of 9 is 1 3 here, and there is a cube. So 3 cube is the answer. 3 cube means 3 into 3 into 3, which is equal to 27. 27 is the answer. Next is 32 raised to 2 by 5. Again it is fifth root of 32 whole raised to 2. That is nth root of a raised to m. Now fifth root of 32. 2, 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. Now fifth root. So taking 5 numbers at a time and take 1. That is fifth root of 32 is 2. Fifth root of 32 raised to 2 is equal to, this is fifth root of 32, that is 2 square, which is, this is paired, the 2 square is 4. So fifth root of 32 raised to 2 means 4. Next is 16 raised to 3 by 4. Again it is fourth root of 16 whole cube, that is a raised to m by n is nth root of a whole raised to m. Now 16, we will factorize it. We have to take fourth root. So 2, 8 2s are 16, 2, now 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. Fourth root means we will pair all these 4 2's and take only 1 2. So fourth root of 16 is 2. 2 and this cube. 2 cube is 8. So the final answer 16 3 by 4 is 8. Next is 125 raised to minus 1 by 3. We know a raised to minus m is equal to 1 by a raised to m. So here we can write it as 125 raised to minus 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 125 raised to 1 by 3. And here we can apply a raised to m by n. That is nth root of 125. That is third root of 125. 125 factorizing, we will get 3 5s, because we are taking cube root. So 3 5s at a time and take 1 5, which is equal to 1 by this 125 raised to 1 by 3. That is here we have done, and 125 raised to 1 by 3 is 1 by 5. 1 by 5. That is the answer. I will explain it once more. Any number raised to minus m is equal to 1 by a raised to positive exponent. So here it is any number raised to minus m. So that becomes 1 by that number and positive exponent. And now considering only denominator, we have a raised to m by n form, and that is cube root. Here it is 1 by 3. So we are taking cube root of 1 by 125 raised to 1 is there, because 1 is there. Since it is 1, you don't want to write it here. Now cube root of 125, we find the answer. So for this denominator, the answer is 5. That is here written. This 1 is here, 1 by 5. Next, simplify 2 raised to 2 by 3 into 2 raised to 1 by 5. This is a raised to m into a raised to n form, which is equal to a raised to m plus n. That is 2 raised to 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. We will separately add this here. That is exponents. 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. Here we have to do cross multiplication, fractions addition. So 2 5s are 10 plus 1 3s are 3 by denominator's product, that is 3 5s are 15, and the result is 13 by 15. So it is equal to 2 raised to 13 by 15. This is the final answer. Next question, 3 raised to 1 by 3 whole raised to 7. Here this is a raised to m whole raised to n, which is equal to a raised to mn. So this is 3 raised to mn, that is product of these exponents, that is 1 by 3 into 7. 1 by 3 into 7 is 7 by 3. So this is 3 raised to 7 by 3. This is the final answer. Next is 11 raised to 1 by 2 by 11 raised to 1 by 4. This is a raised to m by a raised to n form, which is a raised to m minus n. So we can write this as 11 raised to m minus n is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Here we can separately do 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Actually, this is half minus 4, 1 by 4. That is half minus quarter. We know it is, the answer is quarter. But we can do it here 2 and 4. The LCM is 2 is 2 and 4 is 2 square. So the LCM is 2 square. That is greatest power of the factor. 2 square. That is 4. You have to make this as 4. So you multiply it with 2. Here it is already 4, so multiply it with 1. So don't want to do it. This becomes 2 by 4 minus 1 by 4. This is 2 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Now both denominator are same. So write that denominator. 2 minus 1 is 1. It is 11 raised to 1 by 4 is the answer. Next is 7 raised to 1 by 2 into 8 raised to 1 by 2. Here it is a raised to m into b raised to m. That is, base numbers are different but exponents are same, which is equal to a into b whole raised to m. That is, here 7 into 8 whole raised to m, which is equal to 7. M is here 1 by 2. 7 8s are 56 raised to 1 by 2. This is the answer. Now we have discussed everything from textbook. We will do more questions later. Thank you.